got that mile high magic. You can feel it in the air, in the altitude. Feel it when you can't breathe.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.
What it do, Broncos country, and welcome to Life in a Barrel. Inspired by the legacy of the late Broncos superfan Tim Barrelman McKernan, we seek to give you raw, educated, and unfiltered Denver Broncos news, takes, and opinions. I am your host. I go by the name of Town, and joining me every week, my co-host, my partner in crime. Please welcome Tariq Hatchett Young to the show. Reek, how you living, brother?
What Future say? Life is good.
Life is good. Yes,
Life
yes.
is good.
Future does say that. Yes, he does. That is one of his quotes. Yes.
Yes, he does. But I think we got some things to talk about. So.
Life is mad right now.
Yeah, we got some things to talk about.
Yeah, we definitely got some things to talk about, man. But before we get into all that, how was your week?
It's been going. Been a busy week at work. Ready for the weekend, like always. I need a vacation.
I felt that. I'm right there with you. Even though I just started my new job, I'm ready for a vacation. Little man started football yesterday. And
Heisman.
Oh man, see him out there learning how to tackle, learning the ins and outs of the game, the Pop Warner level. It's fun to watch him out there, man. It's a blessing. It really is.
He's ready to crack some heads. I already know.
Yes, he is. He's out there flying. But before we kick off the show any further, we want to remind you that we are doing a Denver Broncos jersey giveaway once our YouTube channel reaches 100 subscribers. I did notice it going up. Have you been wanting to grab a Cortland Sutton jersey? Maybe a Garrett Bowles jersey? Quinn Miners? This is your opportunity to get one on the house. Just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and share it with your people. And once we reach 100 subscribers, we will launch the giveaway. And damn it, Reek, I'm still trying to figure out how I can win this thing.
You can't win it. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for me. But it's for everybody else's mama, their daddy, their grandma.
I'm about to have little man try to win this thing.
Look, he could win it. It's gonna be a little jersey for him. It's not gonna fit you, but
damn, you gonna do me like that?
Hey,
you wouldn't believe that he's a XL adult.
Nah, he done a medium.
That extra medium.
Extra medium.
Oh man, but last week we dropped a top 10 list of our free agent wish list as we eagerly awaited for the legal tampering period to begin. Now, leading up to the legal tampering period, the Denver Broncos made a couple in-house moves to prevent their own from becoming free agents. First on that list was inside linebacker Justin Sternad, who received a 3-year, $18 million extension with $10 million guaranteed. What are your thoughts on re-signing Sternad?
Sternad was a great re-sign. When his name was called, when Dre Greenlaw was out, he stepped up and played very good. I know the Broncos were a little bit hesitant at first to pay him, especially because how he played the season before, but he really stepped up to the plate and I think he became one of the best players on the defense this past year.
Definitely. He's a great development story. 5th round pick in 2020 and doesn't play any defense due to being a liability, but makes a name for himself on special teams. He bulks up, pays his dues as a linebacker, slowly earning the trust of the defense. And this year, he really stepped into a role filling in for both Dre Greenlaw and Alex Singleton. This is a well-deserved opportunity for him. He had options elsewhere, but he did say if he came back to Denver, it would have to be as a starter. And they clearly see that.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. He earned it.
Mm-hmm.
He earned that one.
Yep, definitely. I concur with you there. The next Bronco to sign an extension is tight end Adam Troutman, who signs a 3-year contract worth up to $18.5 million with incentives and $9.5 million guaranteed. What are your thoughts on signing Troutman?
I don't know about the 3-year deal. I'm iffy on that one. Not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. He can block, but when it comes to the receiving game, I just don't think he's that guy when it comes to catching passes and everything. I hope he don't take it personally, but I don't think we should have signed him for 3 years and gave him $18 million. That's just me.
Definitely. I was okay with this move. Just okay. I think we overpaid him for what he does. But Troutman followed Sean Payton over from New Orleans in 2023 and has been a solid blocking tight end for us and an okay pass catcher and route runner. Oh, like again, I'm not mad at it, man, but this has to be a baseline move. We need to add another tight end to it to really solidify that.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, the Broncos also signed tight end Nate Adkins, offensive lineman Alex Palczewski, and quarterback Sam Allinger to 1-year extensions, respectively. What are your thoughts on that?
The Nate Atkins one, once I saw that, it was the writing on the wall for me. I was saying to myself, I don't think we're going to go after any other tight end after this.
Mhm.
So he's been there. He scored touchdowns. He does blocking, but I thought they honestly would move on from him. So
Yeah.
to resign him, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I view all of these as just depth at this
Honestly.
point. Like you can never go wrong with just solidifying your depth pieces. Like, even just because you sign a tight end in this particular position doesn't mean you're effectively stopping yourself from getting someone else up here. And
Exactly.
yeah, so that's just kind of how I viewed it. Congratulations to y'all. Y'all got 1-year contracts.
I am happy to see Palczewski back though.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I love that guy.
Definitely,
That guy.
for sure. We also have a couple moves that really don't have to do with signing anybody. The Belly, Quinn Miners, restructured his deal to turn part of his salary to a nice signing bonus, getting a $16 million check in the process and saving the Broncos $11 million in cap space. Man, shout out to Quinn Miners for playing ball with the team and being willing to work with him.
Team player. I love that. The biggest thing when it comes to professional sports with a salary cap is you make so much money, but you got to realize at the same time, you got to be okay with taking a pay cut, especially if you want to compete at a championship level. Shout out to that guy. Quinn Miners is one of the least selfish players I know. I can tell you that.
Hey,
he's a team player.
if they offer you $16 million in cash, you gonna turn it down?
No, I'm not turning that down at all.
Hey, he called JG Wentworth. He said 877 cash now. Give me my shit. Oh man, but yeah, he saved the Broncos $11 million in cap space. So shout out to that. Another name we got to touch on in this position: left guard Ben Powers, who is rumored to either be a cap casualty or a candidate to restructure his deal, was told that his contract and his $13 million salary are safe for the year. They're not being touched.
I feel like he's going to end up getting traded.
You think so?
I feel like a trade's coming. I don't think they're impressed with his play as much to be like, oh, we're giving you way more money than we should. So I feel like that conversation is going to happen about the restructuring. If it doesn't happen, I just think he's going to get traded.
Now, see, that's an outcome that I never considered. I looked at it from a pure contract standpoint, from like, okay, well, they're just gonna keep him and they're gonna cut him next year. That's just kind of how I looked at it. But I think it's good to keep the big boys intact as much as possible. Powers is a solid left guard, but $13 million a year, that's crazy. And if there is an upgrade available, why didn't we go look for it? And why didn't we approach him to restructure? What happened there?
Exactly.
I mean, and maybe they did and he refused. But if that was the case, just cut him.
Exactly.
These are all the moves the Broncos made leading up to free agency. And they walk in with roughly $33 million in cap space this year. And we talked about last week about how much the Broncos could use the services of a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end, and a linebacker most of all. There were several game changers available at each of these positions in this free agency cycle. And what do the Broncos choose to do when free agency opens? Not much. Not much at all. To be fair, they did make a couple moves. They re-signed running back J.K. Dobbins to a 2-year, $20 million contract with $12 million. Re-sign linebacker Alex Singleton to a 2-year, $15.5 million contract with $11 million in guaranteed money. And in a corresponding move, release linebacker Dre Greenlaw. And the latest news, tight end Lucas Kroll, defensive end Matt Henningsen, and fullback Adam Prentice re-signed with the team on 1-year deals. This is where I ask, what the fuck are we doing? Like, genuinely, what the fuck are we doing?
It's so frustrating, especially after making that list, that only pretty much one person was signed on our list, and it came from our honorable mentions, which was J.K. Dobbins. I'm glad to see J.K. back because I think he does deserve another opportunity. Before he got hurt in week 10, he was third in rushing. So to see him back, let's do it. Let's stay healthy during the season and prove why you back. The 2-year deal, I could deal with that. I like it. But when it comes to Alex Singleton, I don't like that deal. Trust me, Alex Singleton, heart of the defense, great guy.
Don't mean shit in football.
Don't mean shit. I think in the back end, like it's very concerning when he's in pass coverage. Like, don't get me wrong, he can make tackles, make plays, but I just think, especially for his age, it was time to move on and go find somebody else.
I like J.K. Dobbins. I had him in my personal top 10 when we did our countdown last week. He was top 5 in rushing when he went down to an illegal hip drop tackle. But again, people make a big deal. It was a hip drop tackle. So the fuck what? He still got injured. My biggest issue is his injury history. He's going into his 6th year, and thus far he's only averaging 7 games of availability each season. That's a huge red flag. As much as it may put a chip on your shoulder, JK, out here arguing with motherfuckers on Twitter, we as a fan base have every right to question if we're making the best moves. He says he's going to put an end to the fluke injury narrative, and I genuinely hope he does. If he stays healthy, we could be talking about a top 5 running back that could take the heat off of Bo. And if he can't, we're talking about the dude who was running his mouth in the offseason.
I truly hope he does because when he's healthy, he's one of the best running backs in the league. The Dre Greenlaw release, pretty much the writing on the wall. They were talking about how he wasn't adapting just to the defense and things were different. Like, it's sad to see him go. I wish him the best. I wish we could have kept him. But, Sternad having that great season, wanting to be starter, and then them bringing Singleton back, they didn't have a choice, which is very upsetting when I feel like they should have kept him over Singleton. But, it's disappointing.
Alex Singleton, again, similar story to JK. I like him. He plays with an intensity that you don't find often. But at age 32, and he's already a big liability in pass coverage, the Broncos re-up with a defensive captain and in a corresponding move get rid of Dre Greenlaw. And this is the one that has me slamming my head on the fucking table. When you have a player like Devin Lloyd or Quay Walker available and you choose to double back with Alex Singleton, it questions the reasoning. Like, there were rumors floating around that Greenlaw was going to be a cap casualty anyway, that they really didn't like the way he meshed. I think that's a mistake.
Oh, definitely.
If it was cap related, come to him about restructuring. It doesn't sound like that conversation ever happened. Like, even with cutting Greenlaw, there were upgrades available, and the Paytons, with the richest parents in the league, are scared to open the checkbook. And with endless pockets from the Walton Penner ownership group, as well as an NFL salary cap that is damn near imaginary with the way teams are allowed to maneuver it, I don't want to hear a damn thing about cap room. I don't want to hear anything about this being a cap thing.
I couldn't agree more. We're 3 days in free agency. Everybody in the division's making moves besides the Broncos. They truly think that we can just run it back the way we did and only lose 3 games on the season pretty much and make it to the Super Bowl. But we have to fill those holes in the roster. We need another tight end. We need another running back. We need another linebacker. Yeah, we could do it in the draft, but you don't know if those guys are going to be what they're supposed to be in their first year.
Yeah.
And you look at the division, Kenneth Walker's in the division now. The Chargers is getting every single commodity they can to stack up. They're getting a bunch of dogs because they want to compete and prove to people why they should be making the playoffs with Justin Herbert, why they should be a championship contender. And then, the Raiders, they got a lot of money to spend. I hate to give them credit. They don't. I'm
gonna stop you right there. No, the fuck they don't. We gonna talk about the goddamn Raiders right now because I got to get this off my goddamn chest, man. Y'all talk the most shit. Y'all went and traded Max Crosby to get fleeced by the Ravens. Excuse me. I love it. If anybody deserves that shit, it was your bitch asses. I'm glad it happened.
You got to do it in quotations. A lot of money.
Now go file bankruptcy, Mr. Mark Davis. Go file bankruptcy because you signed all these fucking contracts. You gave out all this fucking money that you no longer have. Good luck. Figure it out. Max Crosby's going to need to be gone in the next few weeks for them checks to balance. Make sure all your players are getting their money and they're not getting bounce checks there, Mr. Davis.
Baltimore getting cold feet and just like, you know what? Never mind. I think we're just gonna change this up. Smart move on their end. Smart move on their end.
Oh no, it was shady on their end. It was shady as fuck on their end. But the fact that it happened to the Raiders, I'm not so mad about it. I don't care.
Look, it's shady, but also at the same time, it puts a smile on my face because we're like, all right, they're not getting everything they're supposed to get or they want to get. So,
oh no, for sure.
You think hater from over here?
You think someone is going to give them 2 first rounders for Max Crosby right now?
I wouldn't. When I saw that the other day, I said, well, why would you give him 2 first rounders? I wouldn't necessarily do it. Don't get me wrong, Max Crosby, he's a fucking dog, but he getting up there in age too. So,
all right, we gonna get back to the Broncos. Fuck the Raiders. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for rewarding our players for their contributions, man. But that Super Bowl window is wide open for Denver right now.
Especially with Bo on a rookie contract as well.
Instead of getting Bo any sort of help from a receiver who can catch or a running back who can stay on the field for a full season, we, as of Wednesday, March 11th, 2025 at 7:26 p.m. Mountain Time, have yet to sign a player in free agency that was not on the team last year. Now, from here on out, I will be referring to Sean Payton and George Payton collectively as the Payton brothers. Dear Payton brothers, we in Broncos country are concerned with what you're doing. One report says you're prepared to go band for band with the Chiefs for Travis Etienne. Then when the Chiefs pivot and sign Super Bowl 60 MVP Kenneth Walker, it only makes sense what's about to happen next, right? Right? It's Etienne signing with the Saints. Okay. But now we're watching as Tyler Algier signs with the Cardinals and Rico Dowdle lands in Pittsburgh. Then and only then does it come out that we are re-signing J.K. Dobbins.
Let him cook.
No.
Let him cook.
I'm
do
good.
What you do.
This run it back mentality, what this is doing, is putting a whole lot of pressure on the team to replace what we lost and build what we're lacking during the draft. And with 9 picks in this year's draft, we can definitely do that. But there's so many intangibles to the draft, you just never know how a pick is going to pan out.
And we lost key players too. So I don't know how you expect us to run it back the way we did if we're missing a couple guys.
Exactly. And you know, this is the perfect segue. You mentioned players that the Broncos lost. Let's go ahead and get into the now former Denver Broncos who have signed elsewhere in free agency. And of course, the top of that list, defensive lineman John Franklin Myers, as he signs a massive 3-year, $63 million contract with $42 million guaranteed with the Tennessee Titans. What are your thoughts on JFM?
Sad to see him go. You know, the Titans trying to compete now. I see them. I see what they're doing. They stacking up too. They got a great player. John Franklin Myers, I appreciate everything you did for Broncos country. Thank you so much. You know, go be a dog in Tennessee. Do what you do. Yep. I'm sorry we couldn't pay you.
Yeah, seriously, man. I'm happy for him. We knew there wasn't going to be much that we could do to keep him. I'm glad he got that bag. Congratulations, and we will certainly miss you here in the trenches in Broncos country. Best wishes in Tennessee. And in smaller news, former Broncos safety PJ Locke has signed a 1-year, $5 million contract with the Dallas Cowboys. What are your thoughts on PJ Locke?
Texas boy. You know, I'm curious to see. He could end up being a starter in Dallas.
He could.
It could end up happening. You know, shout out to PJ. Enjoyed the time he was here. You know, had to step up late in the season. I know he wants to go somewhere where he can get the starting spot. I know he knew that Brandon Jones was going to be the guy and he wasn't going to have the spot, but shout out to him. Hope you make some things happen. You a Cowboy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Again, I'm happy for him. PJ filled in some major roles during his time in Denver. All the best to you in Dallas. Don't ask me to cheer for you, though, because that won't happen.
Can't cheer for them cowgirls, you know.
Can't do it. They be talking the most shit. Them and the Raiders fans, man. I'm telling you.
This is our year.
Oh, man. Well, that's about all the time that we had today. Reek, is there any place these folks can find you on social media?
Reek.season on the gram, but go subscribe to the YouTube. That's what I care about more. Just keeping it real.
You heard him. Reek.season. Make sure you give that boy a follow. As for me, I'm on all social media except True Social. Fuck that shit. At town.5280. Hit me with a follow. More importantly, make sure you're subscribing to that YouTube channel. Keep up with all our bullshit. Hit that bell to get notified when we're posting new episodes, new shorts. As YouTube is the place to get the full-length exclusive video episodes. And again, don't forget, we're giving away a Broncos jersey of your choice when we get to 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We also have Instagram and TikTok accounts at Life in a Barrel Pod on both platforms. And if you're listening on Spotify, please make sure to give us a rating. It is very much appreciated. And make sure to tune in next week as we break down the second wave of free agency, as well as our top 10 trade targets for the Broncos, since they're clearly not going to fucking build a roster doing this shit. For Reek, for Town, for Life in a Barrel, for Broncos Country, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.